There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources. Today, there are serious questions whether they will be forced to leave their jobs.
I think that the actual star of this story, though, is Chris Martin, who decides, given an opportunity here, to let these people off the hook and just let the camera move along, to suggest explicitly that these people are either having an affair. I mean, seriously? You just throw the fans under the bus who paid their hard-earned money for these tickets?
Maybe he's
probably for a very expensive box.
He's being an accelerationist, Camille. He's just trying to get them faster to where they were maybe going all along.
Maybe he didn't believe it. It feels
so.
like the only reason he would say that is if he didn't believe it. You know, if he just thought they were camera shy and he's giving him a hard time. But
this is the best night of my life. You sure no one saw us?
Babe, relax. It's Coldplay, not CNN.
For social media platform.
What do you get when you mix a billionaire CEO and his head of HR and a Coldplay concert? A front row seat to one of the wildest corporate scandals the internet has ever seen. In today's video, we're breaking down how a single jumbotron shot exposed a full-blown affair, sparked global humiliation, and may have just ruined a man's entire career, all in the span of one Coldplay lyric. From nosebleed seats to nose-diving reputations, this is the messiest crossover between tech and pop culture that nobody saw coming, except the camera guy. Oh, and did we mention Chris Martin might have gotten dragged into this drama too? Because of one innocent joke? Yeah, it's that bad. So grab your snacks, tighten your seatbelt, and get ready, because once this tea starts pouring, there's no going back. Let's get into it.
Fallout tonight after an awkward kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert went viral across the globe. Now, we've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today, saying that it will begin the search for a replacement.
had like the kiss cam kind of thing that goes around, and I guess we should play it. Do we have the video? That zeroed in on this one couple, and I'll describe it for the listening audience, though I imagine 99% of the audience has seen this clip already because it's gone totally viral. Let's watch it.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two.
His name, is Andy Byron, B-Y-R-O-N, and he's the CEO of a company called Astronomer, and that is his chief people officer. Is that what we're calling HR now? That is so weird. Chief people officer, Kristen Cabot, C-A-B-O-T. The problem here is that Andy Byron is married to someone other than Kristen Cabot, who, again, the irony of her being head of HR, and he has 2 children, and it appears that they were caught in what appears to be an affair.
He did so many things wrong. I mean, the very first thing is, and look, I've never cheated on my wife. I'm not cheating on my wife. I love you, baby. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm great. But if I did it, to borrow a phrase from O.J. Simpson, I sure as hell am not going to take my side chick to a stadium with 65,000 strangers and just kind of march through the crowd and go up to our box and then be holding her in a warm embrace.
That caught 2 executives apparently cheating is speaking out to Inside Edition. 28-year-old Grace Springer was at the concert at the Gillette Stadium in Boston and captured the moment that has now been viewed 53 million times.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Okay, you are not ready for this kind of chaos. What started as a cute concert moment turned into a full-blown corporate disaster. And somehow, Coldplay's Chris Martin is right in the middle of it. Like, how do we go from fix you to expose you in under 5 seconds?
Look, yeah, I'll admit it. I got caught with my side piece from work. I'm sure I'm not the only guy who has a work wife or a work side piece, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know why everyone is acting like I'm the only guy that's doing this sort of thing.
Picture this. Coldplay's performing, everyone's vibing, and the jumbotron pans to a couple in the crowd. Nothing unusual, right? Except this time, it zooms in on Andy Byron. Yep, that Andy Byron, the billionaire CEO of a data company called Astronomer. And right next to him, Kristen Cabot, the company's head of HR. Sounds normal, until you realize they're both married. Just not to each other.
People do this, they have affairs, marriages fall apart. Normally not in such a public way where you've got Chris Martin.
Oh, she's talking to her friend. That's her friend.
She whips her back to the camera.
Yeah.
And he actually bends down to get out of like squatting to get out of the sight. Honestly, they should have listened to me. Look, well, he's really hugging her. It's tight.
Yeah, you just lean in. You have to lean in at that point.
Right?
Like, you
gotta like kiss her on the top of her head and be like, she's so cute, my head of HR. She's been through a lot. Somebody just died. That's why I'm holding her like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what you do, but I don't think this is it, Matt.
Parodies and memes are flooding social media.
Oh, look at these two.
All right, come on. You're okay?
Byron's wife isn't laughing. She's scrubbed her social media.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
The camera catches them looking way too cozy, like snuggled up bachelor date level cozy. And when they noticed they were being broadcast to the entire stadium, their faces screamed panic, like FBI raid kind of panic. And here comes Chris Martin, just being his cheeky self, tossing out a harmless line from the stage. Either they're having an affair or they're just really shy. Everyone laughed, except that little joke might have just nuked this man's life.
AI company and Kristen Cabot, his head of human resources, were seen shrinking in panic at the concert. He's married with teenage children. Kristen Cabot has been divorced for 3 years. She was hired just 8 months ago. And now that 15 seconds of video is having a devastating impact on both of their lives.
Because after that, the internet did what it does best. It investigated. In less time than it takes to finish yellow, Reddit had names, wedding photos, job titles, LinkedIn receipts, everything. What followed was a digital takedown, major backlash, corporate side eyes, and now a viral apology from Byron that was so Coldplay and awkward, people started to wondering if he even wrote it. And here's where it gets extra spicy. Rumors started swirling that Andy wasn't just embarrassed, he was mad. Like allegedly mad at Chris Martin mad. Word on the street is that he or someone from his team may have reached out to Coldplay's people, basically blaming them for turning a sneaky little affair into a public crisis. Like what? You're the one snuggling with your HR head at a concert while married, and now you want to drag Coldplay into it? Be serious. This whole mess has spiraled into a bizarre soap opera. We've got pop stars, tech CEOs, secret affairs, public callouts, and now we're asking, did Andy really confront Chris Martin's team? Should Chris even respond? And most importantly, will Andy survive this PR nightmare? Grab your snacks and don't you dare click away, because this drama is only getting messier from here.
I think that the actual star of this story, though, is Chris Martin, who decides, given an opportunity here, to let these people off the hook and just let the camera move along, to suggest explicitly that these people are either having an affair. I mean, seriously? You just throw the fans under the bus who paid their hard-earned money for these tickets?
Maybe he's
probably for a very expensive box?
Just being an accelerationist, Camille. He's just trying to get them faster to where they were maybe going all along.
Maybe he didn't believe it. It feels like
so.
the only reason he would say that is if he didn't believe it, if he just thought they were camera shy and he's giving him a hard time. But
And when I tell you the internet exploded, I mean it detonated. That camera zoom was basically a launch button. Within hours, people were playing FBI, CSI, and TMZ all at once. Names were out, LinkedIn profiles dug up, wedding photos found, corporate bios screenshotted. Reddit went full detective mode. Twitter was on fire. People were like, hold up, that's not his wife. And just like that, boom, Kristen Cabot got outed. Turns out she wasn't just anyone, she was the freaking chief people officer. Like, you're literally the one in charge of workplace behavior. The irony wrote itself. And it didn't stop there. Someone even found Andy's wife's Facebook profile. She had like 300 friends. Probably thought she was chill and under the radar, until thousands of strangers flooded her notifications, tagged her in the video, and dropping comments like, "In case you missed this," absolute carnage. Not long after, she quietly removed Andy's last name from her profile. No posts, no rants, just a silent digital slap. And Kristen's husband? Not a word from him. But insiders say he found out the same way the rest of us did, online. Brutal. The humiliation wasn't just viral, it was global.
This is the guy that is his head of HR. They were caught in an obvious embrace. And as soon as that cam went on them and they saw their image up on the thing, it was the worst cover-up ever. She turned her back to the camera and he just like, he looked totally humiliated, embarrassed. It's like, hello, everybody knows to just act like you didn't do anything wrong. You got to keep holding and then make it into like a dance. That's all it was. It was a dance. It wasn't an embrace. Do something other than turn and cower in humiliation, Camille.
Now here's where it gets extra wild. A letter suddenly started making rounds online, supposedly written by Andy himself. And get this, it was full of Coldplay lyrics. He apologized to his wife, his family, and his company. He claimed their private moment was violated, and he ended the letter with, "Lights will guide you home, and I will try to fix you." Like, bro, no. You did not just use "fix you" to apologize for cheating at a Coldplay concert. The internet had a full meltdown. People were roasting him left and right. Not the man quoting Coldplay while getting exposed at Coldplay. But wait, plot twist. It was fake. The whole thing was just a made-up parody. Someone on the internet crafted the ultimate PR satire, and we all fell for it. And honestly, it was believable, too believable, especially since the real statement he eventually released was dull. The classic "I'm sorry, I'm taking time to reflect, please give us privacy" yawn. No flavor, no emotion, no fix you, just corporate regret on autopilot. And now here's the messiest layer. Rumors say Andy didn't just get embarrassed, he got furious. Full-on damage control mode. Not just mad at the camera guy, but allegedly mad at Chris Martin himself. Yep, the man who literally just made a harmless joke from the stage. Apparently Andy, or someone from his camp, reached out to Coldplay's management, blaming them for turning an innocent camera shot into a social media inferno. And get this, some even say he wanted a retraction. Like what? You want Chris Martin to get up on stage and say, "Sorry, I didn't realize you were out here sneaking around." Be serious. It doesn't stop there. A Reddit user even claimed Andy tried to send a legal notice about the video being non-consensual. And sure, that sounds dramatic. But if that's true, you were at a public concert with cameras everywhere, literally in a stadium with 60,000 people. You don't get to scream privacy while you're publicly snuggling your coworker at a Coldplay show. And what about Chris Martin through all of this? Not a word, no statement, no tweet, no shady IG story, nothing. And honestly, that's the most legendary PR move of all. Man just kept it cute and silent. He was just vibing, chatting with fans, and made a quick off-the-cuff joke that unintentionally launched Andy's life into a spiral. But let's be real, Chris doesn't owe this man anything. The joke didn't ruin his life, the choices did. And that's the tea. So let's talk about the actual company caught in the middle of this circus, Astronomer. After that Coldplay incident went viral, Kristen Cabot, yes, the head of HR, mysteriously vanished from the company's website. Gone. Poof. Word on the street? She's either been quietly kicked out or put on leave while the higher-ups scrambled to contain the mess.
It's alarming because every woman sees that and has like a shudder go down her spine that like your marriage could go up in an instant based on really bad judgment. People do this, they have affairs, marriages fall apart, normally not in such a public way where you've got Chris Martin.
Meanwhile, insiders are saying there's now a full-blown investigation happening behind the scenes. They're digging into everything. Were company funds used for their personal little getaways? Did they break internal ethics rules? And did any other executives know and just turn a blind eye? It's messy. As for Andy, he's technically still CEO, for now. But apparently the board has been holding hush-hush meetings, probably deciding if it's time to kick him out. And honestly, a public cheating scandal involving your head of HR, that's the worst possible optics for any leadership team. Investors start shaking. Employees start whispering. It's the kind of PR nightmare you can't spin with a LinkedIn post. And let's not even pretend this whole thing isn't just peak corporate comedy. Kristen, the HR head, the ethics queen, the likely author of that no fraternization policy, is out here starring in the exact scandal she was supposed to prevent. She probably gave a PowerPoint last month about appropriate workplace relationships. And now she's the main event on the jumbotron at Coldplay. Imagine being one of her employees watching that video and going, wait, is this part of the slide deck? You cannot make this stuff up.
This requires, to me, not one, but 2 resignations.
Fortune magazine is predicting severe consequences for the company's culture, reputation, and financial stability.
What made it even more wild? The way they look so comfortable together. This wasn't giving oops first slip up. No, this was seasoned affair energy. Like they've been here before. Maybe even had a Coldplay concert date night before. The body language was relaxed. Like this was routine for them. Not a new fling, not a fluke. And now Andy? He's balked into a triple L. Lose, lose, lose. If he stays in power, everyone's side-eyeing his judgment. If he resigns, it looks like guilt. And if he keeps pointing fingers at Coldplay, he just fuels the meme train even more. His marriage? Probably toast. His reputation? In shambles. And his employees? Word is they're cracking jokes about him behind his back in Slack channels. Brutal.
Fallout tonight after an awkward kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert went viral across the globe. Now, we've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today, saying that it will begin the search for a replacement. In a statement released on the company's LinkedIn page, it says this, that Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, and recently that standard was not met.
Meanwhile, the internet rooting hard for Andy's wife. People are out here cheering her on like it's a courtroom drama. Divorce him, take the company, get half, queen. And honestly, I'd clap too, because let's be real, she didn't sign up for this tour.
Byron and his wife, both 50, live in Northborough, which I think is by Foxborough, Massachusetts. And per Mrs. SpaceX on X, who is heavily covering and tracking the story, his wife has now deactivated her account. The wife later dropped her married name on her Facebook account to the delight of Mrs. SpaceX, who wrote, "What a class act. Go Megan."
But here's what Andy clearly underestimated. The internet has zero chill, like none. This isn't just another tabloid headline that vanishes after a week. This is the kind of story that gets immortalized in TikToks, in memes, in HR trainings, in LinkedIn joke threads. This scandal is gonna haunt him forever, probably more than that Coldplay lyric he tried to quote. People are already remixing Fix You with the cheating footage. LinkedIn trolls are commenting Coldplay lyrics under Andy's work anniversary posts. And now, caught by a jumbotron at a Coldplay concert is basically the new gold standard for public embarrassment. I mean, how do you even recover from that? And don't even get me started on Twitter or X, or whatever it's called now. The tweets, absolutely savage. One person said, cheated on his wife, exposed by a stadium, and now mad at Chris Martin like he's the side chick police. Another added, plot twist. Chris Martin wasn't singing to the crowd, he was singing directly to Andy's wife. Like I said, the internet never forgets, and they definitely don't forgive.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
There are a lot of damage.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
And let's be honest, everyone on the internet is ruthless, and we're living for it. But here's the real issue for Andy. In this day and age, you can't out-PR the internet. You can't lawyer it away. You can't throw together a crisis team and expect the memes to vanish. Once it's out there, forever, screenshotted, duetted, remixed, etched into the timeline of internet chaos. Now, before we wrap all this up, we need to talk about the true hero of this entire mess, the camera guy. Yes, that random concert crew member who pointed the lens at one unsuspecting couple in row Z. Whoever you are, sir, you deserve a raise, a bonus, a lifetime supply of front row tickets, and honestly, your own TED Talk. Because that single zoom in, it triggered a domino effect so wild, not even Netflix writers could have dreamed this up.
28-year-old Grace Springer was at the concert at the Gillette Stadium in Boston and captured the moment that has now been viewed 53 million times.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video if the reaction wasn't the way that it was.
Think about it. That one shot led to a corporate meltdown, a likely divorce, an HR investigation, a million memes, and now a rumored beef with Chris Martin. All because of one guy and his camera, one innocent zoom. And just like that, a billionaire CEO's career is now hanging by a Coldplay lyric. You can't make this stuff up. And here's the poetic part. Andy's company, it literally deals with data and visibility. And yet, he got taken down by visibility. A giant screen, a spotlight, karma in HD. It's like the universe said, let's make this a little cinematic, shall we? Maybe the camera guy didn't even know who Andy was. Or maybe he did. Maybe it was a petty ex-employee getting sweet, sweet revenge. I mean, I'm not saying it was a setup, but if someone made a Netflix documentary about it, I'd be first in line with popcorn. Either way, we owe that camera operator a collective thank you. Without him, Andy would still be at board meetings, flashing that CEO grin while hiding a whole double life. And we'd be none the wiser about the mess brewing behind those executive glass walls. So what's the takeaway from this whole chaos-fueled ride? Simple, don't cheat. But if you absolutely must, and please don't, do not do it at a Coldplay concert. And definitely not in front of a jumbotron handled by the most ironic camera guy of 2025. The man really said, let's zoom in on this suspiciously snuggly couple in the back row. And the rest? Instant history. Andy thought he was safe in the nosebleeds. Instead, he got a front row seat to the collapse of his entire career. And it all took one innocent line from Chris Martin to kickstart the most chaotic PR disaster of the year. This story gave us everything. Scandal, betrayal, irony, thousands of spectators, and one completely unbothered pop star who probably has no idea he just destroyed a tech CEO's life mid-concert. If this was a Netflix series, we'd all binge on it in one night and beg for a season 2. And that's the full breakdown of how one Coldplay concert turned into a PR disaster of cosmic proportions. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Andy deserved the fallout? Should Chris Martin respond or stay unbothered forever? And real talk, was the camera guy just doing his job? Or is he the real MVP of the year? Let us know in the comments. We're reading them all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss out on the next messy celebrity meltdown. Until then, stay shady and stay tuned.